Yo, what is up, guys? Grim here. So it's currently the morning of day 3 for me here in Australia. It's just clocked over to day 3, so I'm going to be doing my day 1 plus 2 recap at the same time. I didn't get to the day 1 recap because I was just so busy and in the game I just wanted to keep playing, so I just kept smashing it out. But now I'm at a place where I feel I can go over everything that we did and I can give you a bit of a story. So day 1, I've got a team of 3 guys. I've got me, my website programmer, and my mate, and we're rolling through together. We had a pretty rough start in Act 1. There's some issues getting all logged on at the same time, so we got set back probably about 30 or 40 minutes from that, which was a bit difficult, but that's just fine. It's just how it goes at the start. So that was really good. So we progressed through the story and we were doing pretty well. We never really hit any speed bumps in the road, which was very good. So we did really well there. So we get to Blood Aqueducts and we've got our team and we throw a bright beak and on both me and the other caster we had. So we were running a Scion who was playing Frostbolt, who was going to go into support later. Me, obviously, on an EK Inquisitor, but I was Frostbolt as well. And then we had a third character, a Deadeye, who was playing Lightning Arrow and Barrage for the story. So those are the 3 we had. We bought 2 Bright Beaks and we put them on me and the Scion, and then we started running Blood Aqueducts with Frostbolt really fast to get up some humility cards. So we did that. We got up our humility cards in the Blood Aqueducts. It was just me and the Scion there, and we had our Lightning Arrow player go ahead and run through Acts 9 and 10 and teleport us in at the different story points. So while we were farming, we were also getting to maps at the same time. So that was a really good strategy. It worked out really well for us. So we did really well there. So we managed to farm up a tabula rasa, which was very good. And we threw that on me, and then I was able to go EK after that. So I had a level 18 EK gem, which I'd be leveling up, and I had the tabula rasa and a bright beak, and that was enough to make the swap over to EK. So then I was doing all that good stuff that we know. So then we continued to farm the blood aqueducts to make a bit more money, and did a second tabula rasa for our lightning arrow player, which was again very good. All of the while we were teleporting in and out to get the story elements, so that we could get into maps faster. So we got through the story. We ended up with 2 tabula rasas, 2 bright beaks, and we were looking pretty good. So when we were in maps, we picked up the 3rd bright beak for our lightning arrow player, and he was able to then throw that on and switch to EK as well. And that was very good. It sped us up a lot. So now we were 2 EK players and a Frostbolt player, and our mission now was to get our Frostbolt player to start transitioning into support. So we did that. We got a Victario's influence. We threw that on him, and now he's running around 6 to 7 auras. He's not blood magic currently, but he is still very good as a support. He's got stuff like Discipline and Vol Haste on him, and we go very quick as a team now. So that's really good. Fantastic. We were just doing low maps for the first few hours when we got into maps. We were making some currency and we were trying to get some big heavy hitting items. So the first thing I bought after getting into maps was leech boots. As you can see, I still have them here, and wow, they are bad. They are shockingly bad. So these are pretty terrible. Definitely need to be upgraded, but as you can see, they can get you through the Atlas. I have my Atlas done, and it's just no problem. So it's really good. Next off, we started focusing on just getting up our resists, shoring up our resists with some rare gear. So we started picking up some rare pieces here. As you can see, I got some life here, some resists, and again, life and resists. So we started really focusing on getting our masters up as well, so like Zana and stuff like that, so we could start pulling in those maps and getting the completion we needed for the Atlas. So that was really good. We moved on, and at this point, a lot of people started going to bed, so I went to bed, and the rest of my team stayed up. So that was a bit interesting. But the next day, so day 2, this is where I really made my progress on my character. So I ended day 1 with like a bright beak, a tabula, and kind of I was EK, and I had some decent rares and some leech boots. So nothing too crazy. And then day 2, this is where we're going to talk about that now. This is where I got most of my gear, and this is where I completed all of the Atlas, and that's how we are here now. So I woke up day two and I was like, damn, we got some money. So we had about 40C day two. So I went in there to PoE trade and I blew 10 of it on an impulses. And I was like, I'm feeling lucky. So I grabbed the impulses, I six socketed it in about like 50 or 60 jeweler's orbs. And I was like, okay. And then I had a few fusing orbs. I think I had about 50. And I just started throwing them at it. And I realized I hadn't qualityed it. And I was like, oh man. So that was really terrible. So I wasted some fusings there. So if you guys are watching and you don't quality your chess piece, you have a lower chance to get a six link. So just keep that in mind when you're six linking. So yeah, I was like, oh damn it, and then I qualityed it up, and then I traded my jewelers for fusings, and then I put about five or six in there, and it just six linked, and I was like, woohoo! So it was a very cheap six link for me to get the impulses, and that was very good. So yeah, that's really good. And then I picked up a few other pieces. I picked up the light poacher later on in the day. So it was about probably like 5 or 6 hours into day two. I picked up the light poacher. And then I also picked up the Bisco's leash at the same time I got the light poacher. So I got my light poacher for 40 chaos. I wasn't sure how good it was going to be. Obviously with the nerfs, I hadn't tried it yet. And I was a little bit scared. However, it is still pretty good. I'll do a map here and I'll show you guys kind of what my character looks like right now. What are we going to do? We'll do a... I don't really have many maps here, as you can see. It's a little bit rough right now for maps. What will we do? We'll do a wharf. And we'll alk that up. Yep, that'll do. So we'll do this wharf map and we'll kind of test the waters a little bit and I'll show you where my character's at. So we'll move in here now. Get out. Golem up. My life is still very low, so that is still a concern of mine. But yeah, we're doing EK things now and it's good. This map's pretty bad for EK though, but that's okay. We'll just stroll through. As you can see, Light Poacher is it's nerfed, but it's still very powerful. The main factor I wanted it for is the jewels and the healing from the explosions. The healing is the main part, really. It's very defensive and it's very powerful. However, the offensive part is still good. It still does one-shot like White Packs and trigger Herald of Ice with Escher's Mirror, which is very, very strong. So you're not going to have... Oh, okay, let's hope I don't die to this. Where's that guy? He spawns here, yeah. We do very good damage. I did get Merciless Labyrinth on day 2 as well. Oh man. So I am doing a lot of damage. So I was able to solo that on EK, no problem, after I 6-linked my impulses. So that was very good. Oh, there's Flame Blast there. Bit Monk Ass. Oh, we got a Hoarder. That's really cool. Could have got a few more of those, that would have been nice. So yeah, the build's very good. We have Escher's Mirror. I'm going to go over that in a second. But yeah, you get the idea. Very bad map to show you guys on, but it is fine nonetheless. These ones where there's a lot of boxes and stuff around are a bit worrisome. But that's not a problem. So yeah, I think that's good enough. Hopefully we don't die while putting our portal up. It's another thing I just want to tell you guys. We bought up 3 portal gems fairly early. Portal gems will save you a lot of hassle. Even day 2 or 3 now. You want to buy one so you don't have to keep buying scrolls. Scrolls can get quite expensive quite quickly. You do use a lot of them in the game, so just make sure you remember that. So moving on with my gear, I got that impulses, that was sick. I got the light poacher, that was very good. My next mission was to activate the ultimate weapon of EK, which is Escher's Mirror. So to do Escher's Mirror, you really do need a Vessel of Vinctar. And that was my next pickup. I got just a really cheap one, the cheapest one I could get, which is this spell damage one here. I got this for 20C on, I think, day 2 very early on. So that was really good. So Impulses was 12C, Light Poacher 40C, and then Vinctar 20C. So not too expensive, and that was really good. So I was running with a team at this point, and we were doing some red maps, and we got an Esh Breach, and I basically won the lottery and got my Escher's Mirror to drop off just a breach, and that was pretty lucky. I'm not gonna lie. So that's how I got my Escher's Mirror. Got it for pretty much free. Having said that, I could have bought it though. So that's pretty much covering most of my gear I have here. How I will say towards the end of the night of day 2, I did buy a Inspired Learning. for another 40 chaos, and that's been speeding me up quite a bit. It's important to note though, guys, that I bought this after I finished my Atlas, so my Atlas was all complete. I don't need to do any more bosses really at all, and I'll go into that in a second as well, how I did that. Um, I'm just mapping now, so that's why I have the inspired learning on. And I also, at the very end of the night, crafted myself some insanity gloves, which cost me 9 chaos to make. Just buying the essence, and I just slammed it on there and got this, which isn't bad at all. So yeah, and I'm also running this Bisco's leash. I don't remember if I mentioned that. One other thing. Day one, I did buy a Karui ward for everyone. So we had our lightning arrow character with one, frostbolt. Both frostbolt characters had one. This is one of the best early items you can get early on. It's got a ton of projectile damage on it, which will help you out a lot. And the projectile speed increases your clear speed in Blood Aqueducts a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much my whole character. I want to talk about how I did the Atlas now, just so you guys can get a feel for it. So solo, when I was playing solo, and with my team a little bit, we did all the white maps ourselves. It was no problem. Once you have Merciless Ascendancy, you rip bosses apart in white maps and yellow maps. You're not going to have any issue with that at all. So Merc Ascendancy and a level 9 EK, and you're sweet. You're good to go. Actually, speaking of which, it's really important to know that when you're leveling in maps and doing Blood Aquas and stuff, and you should have 3 EKs on each offhand. And the reason for that is when you hit maps a bit later on, like at my point, you can take them all, buy a ton of GCPs. We bought like 81 of them, I think, for a lot of money. And then we GCP'd all of the gems up and we Valed all of them. And we hit 2 level 21 EKs. So we have 2 EKs in our group. So each of us now have a 21 EK, which is very powerful. So we got these ourselves, which was really good for our damage. So we do have that now. But to begin with, I made the transition when I had a level 18 EK, and that was just fine. So we were in maps, we were with our tabula rasas, making our way downtown, moving fast, and we were doing all our yellow maps, and I was just trolling through the Discord, which I have here open. You can see here just the Grimro Discord, which there'll be a link to in the description. I was just trolling around and I went into looking for group, and I noticed someone there posted looking for a mapper. I'm a bosser. I just want that credit because I can kill him. And he's a Spectre player with the totems, the fire beam totems. And basically, we just teamed up for the whole day. I had my team and him, so we would do the map and buy the map, and then we'd get him in for the boss, and he'd kill the boss, and we'd all get credit, and it was really good. So he was using Animate Guardian and stuff like that. He was a very effective boss killer, but a very slow mapper, like very, very slow. So we got him in, and he was able to do all of the red map bosses and all of the yellow map bosses as well. So I mean, I guess you could say that that's going to be a bit different for you guys. You can't do that, but you all have access to the Discord as well. A lot of people are posting here, as you can see. There's someone here is a champion War Chief Uberlab farm. You could ask him. He's looking for tiers of maps. So if you're a fast mapper like playing at EK, you could say, hey, I'll get you in for the boss. It's just working with other people. Playing in a team is always going to be stronger than not. Obviously, his character was fully built for boss killing, so we didn't need to, but we were fully built for maps. So that's how we were able to get this far. So I'm going to talk about my strategy now for the Atlas a little bit. My plan going in was to do 14, 15, and 16 maps. So I wanted my Elder Orb 16 map, I was going to do Shaped Siege for my 15, and then Vault for my 14. And the reason for that is because you can put the most sextants on Vault. Bestiary can only have 3 yellows here. Yeah, 3 yellows here, which is a problem. I wanted 4. So that's why I went with Volt. There was no other good candidates for a T14 with that many sextants on it, so it was going to be Volt. However, I am kind of realizing now that that is much harder to do than I thought. So they introduced a new system here in 3.2, whereas when you're doing tier 13 maps, like the ones here, like Ghetto Park and all that stuff, it's going to favor giving you the map you have not completed yet on your Atlas. So for Park, it would be Palace, and for Desert Spring, it would be Crimson Temple. It's going to favor giving that to you. It's going to want to give that to you almost every time. So when you're trying to farm up a shaped map pool, generally what you do is you just buy a ton of tier 13s off the PoE trade and just run them all and get some 14s. You cannot do that now because of this silly system. It pretty much makes it so you always get a bad T14 instead of your shaped T14. So that is really holding me back. I haven't got a single shaped vault yet, and I've been running a ton of Park and Desert Spring, which is really concerning for me at least, because I can't get into my strategy. I'll let you know how that goes, guys. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult. So again, the plan is to do all the yellow maps. I'm gonna have another video on sextants if you don't know anything about them in this kind of 3.2 update. But yeah, I've got to do some more unique maps to get that last sextant unlocked. You have to do the unique maps to do the full sextant completion, and then I need to get my last 5 memory fragments here, which will involve me killing some sheep elder guardians on red maps. But my elder is already in that area. I just have to kind of run some more maps and get him to be around here. So that'll be really good. I'll get my Elder Orb and my last Sextant, and I'll have 4, and we'll be going into Vault, and hopefully we can get some of you guys in for the Vault farming, so we can go with 6 instead of 4, and we'll just be like crushing it. It'll be really good, a lot of fun. But yeah, that's the plan. You guys can hit me up on Discord if you're curious or want to get in on some farming. But yeah, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video where hopefully I have some more information for you guys about the Atlas. See you then. See you later.